senior political reporter for the New York Times, and nobody should be surprised, of course, that McCarthy has suffered a lot of blows along this particular route. Perhaps what he said wasn't precisely understood the way he did. To be fair, Donald Trump has been discussing this issue since July. He is so unlawfully receiving millions of dollars from China. They impeached me over a phone conversation, you claim afterwards. That was ideal. Why isn't Biden being impeached for taking millions of dollars? Why is he not going back in time? Of course, there is no proof, just the millions of money from China. But do you think it's obvious that Trump is a key factor in this? As you can see in those tapes, he has been talking about it behind the scenes and is undoubtedly someone who supports, is involved with, and supports it. I believe the issue is how vehemently he is pressing for it with McCarthy personally. But there's no denying that Trump, in keeping with his demeanor, kind of threw something into the mix, which Republicans quickly picked on and often presented as a proposal. That it took this path is hardly surprising. However, I do believe it to be true that McCarthy's about-face was noteworthy in terms of genuine tears, necessitating a vote to proceed. Why? Because it seems to indicate that his supporters are becoming restless and that his right flank is very worried about him, in my opinion. He is also adept at using this technique to read a room. He recognizes the source of the threat and took immediate action. I don't believe anybody else currently has enough votes to win the speakership against him. But I do believe it confirms what everyone anticipated when he was elected speaker, namely that he would become somewhat subservient to a certain caucus of right-wing congressmen. And for some of them, a simple query is insufficient. They want to proceed swiftly with President Biden's complete impeachment. Caitlin, it's vital to keep in mind that we don't know what Congressman Goldman was trying to say with that glance. As far as we can tell, neither the evidence they have presented nor what we have seen connects Joe Biden to any of this. They now assert that if they proceed, that may alter. The fact that President Biden would gain from this if they go through is another item that might alter. This may have consequences for Republicans in the end. If people believe that this goes too far, since they don't really want to see these kind of questions all the time. And from what I understand, the congressman was speaking about the need of doing actual labor when he spoke just now. That is what Democrats will keep bringing up again and over again. Yeah, another concern is how an impeachment investigation would even proceed if the government were to shut down. McCarthy made a point of stating that this is simply an impeachment investigation today. That will undoubtedly reassure moderate Republicans about the situation in which districts President Biden triumphed. But as much as you and I support the president, an impeachment investigation won't enough to remove a previous leader who has been impeached twice, will it? Although it's crucial to keep in mind that he has also been very intent on having his own impeachment record sealed. I don't believe so. He has been discussing it a lot, so it will be interesting to see which one he values more. Criminal investigations have put more pressure on the former President Trump. He has intensified discussion of impeaching Biden. It would be astonishing if he decides to stop there. We're only posing inquiries. Yes, it seems that the intention is to muddy the waters in this area. Some centrist Republicans have shown some degree of comfort with this, as we have seen. Surprisingly, some of the moderates in New York have them on board. But Senate Republicans have either dismissed this outright or have shown serious skepticism about it. Senator McConnell, how do you see the Senate Republicans handling this? It's an excellent question, in my opinion. You are accurate that many of them have voiced doubt about these attempts so far, not only about impeachment in general but also with the direction in which the evidence now points. However, I believe that we will find out in the next days. If you love the video, please hit a like button and don't forget to subscribe the channel.